But we begin tonight with that record inflation report showing the real struggle so many face just making ends meet right now. ABC Action News at 5 is here. I'm Jamison Euler.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thank you for joining us. New numbers released today show U.S. inflation hit 9.1% over the past year, the highest in 4 decades. And ABC Action News reporter Mary O'Connell is breaking down what this means for you at home when you make that grocery store run.
Kiki Garza and Christopher Holland know the pinch rising costs and expenses can have on a family.
Our groceries went from what we would allow maybe $400 a month to like sometimes $180 or $200, cut in half.
And they've had to find ways to cut back.
Instead of getting tortillas, now we get like the tortilla mix. Instead of like 3 gallons of milk, we get 1.
I looked into the price of some necessities, comparing June 2021 to June 2022. Bureau of Labor Statistics data shows the average price of milk was $3.56 compared to $4.15. Eggs were $1.64, now $2.71, and bread was $1.51. Compared to $1.69. And the sticker shock doesn't seem to be slowing. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says the Consumer Price Index increased 1.3% in June. Data also show the All Items Index increased 9.1% for the 12 months ending June, the largest 12-month increase since 1981.
The reality is it is a look in the rearview mirror, and we know right now that gas prices are falling, and I actually expect them to continue to fall a little bit, but not a ton. Gas is only one component of the inflation index. So here in Florida, we're still very much impacted, for instance, by the housing component. So will it be better? It may not be as fast.
I spoke to Tom Smythe, a professor of finance at Florida Gulf Coast University, on some solutions to the inflation problem.
There's this massive amount of money sitting in the system that people want to spend. That's what we call demand side inflation. That's the piece that the Fed can impact with rates. That's why I say the Fed needs to come out very aggressively and attack that demand side.
In the meantime, how can you save? Financial advisor Dave Duquette says making sure you have an inflation-adjusted emergency fund is key. Also pay attention to what you like to spend on, your spending habits, and your waste.
Those that are pretty tight with that surplus really need to focus in and look at their cash flow, look at their budget, look at their spending plan, and identify where they can trim the fat.
Small efforts that can add up in bigger ways until costs level out. In Tampa, Mary O'Connell, ABC Action News.
While inflation is hitting many hard right now, a new report shows women are feeling the pinch even worse than men. The World Economic Forum says women have been disproportionately affected by the current cost of living crisis. The forum says data shows that's because more women were forced to leave their jobs during the pandemic. It estimates it will now take 132 years for the world to reach gender equality. Meanwhile, we know many of you may be looking for ways to save money, so right now you can save some money from the state's ongoing tax holiday. Sales tax on several products are being waived through the end of next June. We're talking Energy Star appliances, children's diapers, along with baby and toddler clothing. And with the costs at grocery stores up more than 10% now, you may be thinking of finding ways to cut back at the grocery store as well. But software business Spot On says don't go to restaurants to find relief. In fact, it found menu prices at restaurants are up an average of 6 to 7%. Another place you can save money right now, student loan repayments. Payments on federal supplied loans are paused through the end of next month. Forbes reports the White House may consider extending that pause once more because of rising inflation.